Multiple Edgar winner Michael Connelly is the author of more than 30 novels, including the #1 New York Times bestsellers, The Late Show, The Wrong Side of Goodbye, and The Crossing. His books, which include the Harry Bosch series and Lincoln Lawyer series, have sold more than 60 million copies. I'm not jealous. Oh, I didn't mean to add that. I'm sorry. Michael, a former newspaper reporter, is also the executive producer of the wonderful series Bosch, starring Titus Welliver. Michael will be presenting the Ellery Queen Award.
So about 15 years ago, I went on a book tour in France, and they sent me out to, I don't even remember the name of a small town, it was like a 2-hour train ride outside of Paris. And I went with a translator, and I did my thing, and everything I had to say was translated, and everything that was said back to me had to be translated. And at the end, not at the end, but at the Q&A part of the program, this woman raised her hand and stood up and was called on, and she was very fretful and almost tearful. And she said something in French, and then my translator said, "I'm very worried about Harry Bosch." And I thought, damn, I'm good. And then I realized it's damn, my translator's good. But then my translator was the guy who translated her question, so she could have said, "Your books suck," but I'll never know. But that translator was Robert Pepin, who gets the Ellery Queen Award tonight. And Robert has been translating English language novels into French for more than 50 years. And possibly more importantly, for about 30 years, he's been a publisher of English language novels that are translated into French. He translates lots of them. And I would say, I mean, this is not an exaggeration, more than 200 members of the Mystery Writers of America have their books in French, thanks to Robert Pepin. And he's just a tireless supporter, I guess you'd say, promoter, everything of getting our work into the country of France. And when I say tireless, I really mean it. The first time I ever had a best-selling novel was in France, and which was really good because that made my English publishers say, "What the hell are we doing wrong?" And so he's been very useful, and he's published everything. Actually, he's the only guy who's published every one of my novels. So I'm very close to him, but we all are as Mystery Writers of America because he's one of our heroes over there across the pond. And he wants to come up here and brush dandruff off my shoulder. Come on up. This is your award.
Yeah. Well, Michael, it's so great to be your friend. So I finally got it. And of course, I don't have a problem with that, but you might have one because by the time I finish thanking everybody, you might be all dead of boredom. So, so let's get on with it. I want first to thank my American wife, N.C. Hyken, for loving me and helping me with my English. And my kids, Malcolm here on the American side, Pierre, Remy, and Marion on the French side, for still loving me, even though I have become such an old fart. Now, I want to thank personally Marjorie Flax. Please, thank you, Marjorie. I also want to thank the MWA board. Choosing me for this prestigious award was a very good decision, so congratulations, all of you. I also want to thank the U.S. publishers and agents for sending me thousands and thousands of books. Keep them coming, please. And I want to thank the writers, the American writers that I published, edited, translated. And so I thought I would read the names of all those guys. But then 50 of them, I thought maybe be a little too long. So then I thought, well, I'll just read the names of the good ones. Forget about the bad ones. And then I thought, well, that might be a little too short. So So then I said, okay, I will thank them all. So thank you, all my writers. Now, this is it for the American side. I have to thank, on the French side, the Édition Seuil for allowing me to start a mystery imprint, and everybody at Kalman Levy for allowing me to go on with this dream of mine, which is to import as many good American writers to France as possible. Well, I guess that, and especially my personal assistant, Delphine, some of you might know her. Now that's it. No, don't rejoice too far. I just want you to listen to this. Now, I was 6 or 7 when I discovered one of these things in a ditch. I was going to school, and I played with it, and I thought it was a great toy. And then I brought it home, and I made such a racket with it that my father came around, and he was about to just take it away from me. When he looked at it, he said, "Robert, do you know what this is?" I didn't know, so I said, "No." He said, "It is with these cricket-like things that the American soldiers who landed in Normandy could recognize one another sight unseen and not be shot by the Nazi goons that enslaved us for 4 years." So, and then he stopped. I listened, and he said, "Merci," under his breath. So today, on top of thanking you all for being here, I want to extend my father's thanks to the Canadians and to the Brits, for they were there too. So thank you all, and God bless.